Good morning, everybody. My name is Scott Hall. I'm a technical analyst with Wallpack Labs. Today's weekly threat brief contains information gathered from open source and Wallpack Labs collections over the last week. For the agenda today, we're going to briefly discuss recent reporting, open source and social media, 7 days of trending, and our keylogger activity. We recently reported on King Servers, a hosting provider owned and run by Vladimir Fomenko, who lives in Bisk, Serbia. We observed King Server IPs being used as C2 servers for web fakes during the release of TrickBot's newest password stealing module, and it was named PW-Grab. And we saw this in the fourth quarter of 2018. This newest module attempts to steal FileZilla, WinSCP, and FTP passwords. TrickBot works by using web fakes to redirect victims that are infected with TrickBot to fake banking web pages that look almost identical to legitimate banking sites. They do this to steal logon credentials. Most of the victims of this newest module lived in the UK, the US, and Germany. The configurations from this module also show that the majority of the banks targeted during this release were also in the US, UK, and Germany. In addition to TrickBot, King Server IPs were the main culprits during the 2016 State Board of Election website breaches, where the Illinois and Arizona State Board of Election websites were breached. The other IP used during this incident was hosted on the Fort Unix infrastructure, which was used to DDoS the Ukrainian power grid and media sites in 2015. This activity is consistent with Russian APT, which may indicate that King Servers is being used both by Russian criminal groups and Russian APT groups. This report is currently available in finished reporting, and the indicators are available in CTAC as well. In cyber news over the last 7 days, we saw a change in the threat actors topping the list. Last week, we had APT28 in the first place, followed by APT39, with Injector Team in fourth place. This week, we see Injector Team take the top place. APT39 is still in second place, but we also saw Lizard Squad and the Lazarus Group making the list this week. APT28, of course, is Russian APT, also known as Fancy Bear. They're famous for targeting insider information related to governments, militaries, and security organizations to benefit the Russian government. APT39 is Iranian. They focus on telecommunications, travel industries. They attempt to monitor and track specific individuals, and they also attempt to steal proprietary data. The Lazarus Group is North Korean APT. They're also known as Hidden Cobra. And the Injector Team, if anybody isn't familiar, they're a group of black hats that collect and distribute exploits. Targeted industries this week are software, IT, transportation, aviation, and aerospace and defense. Last week, aviation topped the list, but it is still in the top 5. This week for malware, we see Apple and iPhones as the main targets. We have Karma topping the list, which is a hack tool that can spy on iPhones. It does this by sending a text to the victim, which doesn't need to be clicked on or opened for the malware to work. Malware targeting iPhones is always of interest to the membership, and Karma looks like it's topping the list this week. The other top malware hits include cryptocurrency malware like Cookie Miner that steals browser cookies associated with mainstream cryptocurrency exchanges and wallet services. And it also seeks to steal iPhone text messages from iTunes backups on the tethered Mac. With the combination of these stolen credentials, web cookies, and SMS data, actors can attempt to bypass the multi-factor authentication that's most often required now by cryptocurrency exchanges and wallet sites. And then lastly, we have in third place is the Moon, which is a worm that spreads through Linksys routers. Top cybersecurities and social media this week include a new bipartisan bill by Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire and Rob Portman of Ohio, where they're attempting to reintroduce an act to make the Department of Homeland Security cyber hunt and incident response teams permanent divisions of the DHS. Another leading article was an article by Forbes that outlines the shortage of security professionals in the industry. And then there's also a trending article involving the EEF as it moves to, it just sort of outlines the progress made by the EEF as it moves from the non-secure HTTP format to the HTTPS format. Last week, we recorded over 250,000 new indicators. These collections include our threat recon, keylogger, malicious emails, and sinkhole traffic. The numbers on the side there indicate the new indicators in the respective collections. These indicators are available to paid Red Sky Alliance members weekly, as well as our blacklists, which come in CSV, FortiSIM, and Proofpoint formats. So these listed here are APT and botnet indicators collected last week. We had 414 unique APT indicators, active over 417 times. This amount is up about 60 indicators from last Monday. You can use your two-factor authentication to log into CTAC to download the APT indicators discussed here today. And you can also contact us on Slack or via email for assistance with this if needed. So topping the list this week with the APT indicators is SIGIPOT and MADI APT. They still are on the list, but we have Carbonac and WECB dropped off the list and were replaced by HTRAN and Banan. Botnet activity over the last 7 days remains pretty constant with our prior trending. It's pretty similar to last week. 31 Jingrong Street is still the strong leader, followed by the national internet backbone for India. On the cloud security front, we still see the same culprits as last week. Peak10, Alibaba, and SharkTech are still in the high security risk cloud environments. GoDaddy is still at a downgraded level at caution. Okay. Our blacklists are published weekly. On the right-hand side, you can see some of our keyloggers. These 4,600 connections were taken from our keylogger sinkholes. Free Red Sky Alliance members receive Tearline products. Paid Red Sky Alliance members receive complete blacklist and API access. For members that are not set up to ingest intelligence, we have Trusted Internet, which is the managed security service provider, and we use Fortinet and Proofpoint products as we push intel into these systems for you as we manage your systems. And thank you for joining us today, and please let me know if you have any questions.
Nice job, sir. Thank you.